beat BDS and they were utterly destroyed.
It wasn't a perfect sweep.
That's true. You can cling to that one, but this will be a very different game. I think that whatever happens right now, this will be a close one. Of that, I do thoroughly agree with the desk. And I also agree that Solary are favourites. I'd say that on paper, they are the better team. They've achieved more in the game, and they're more consistent, at least recently. Solary on current
consistent.
form. Well, with Astral playing the way he is right now, the last few weeks, they have been one of the better teams. And this is why, just look at how good Astral is. That extra touch over Arsalan. Arsalan is such a good goalkeeper normally, but Astral, he's next level right now, Stumpy. I'm sure you've seen how well he's playing and what a difference he's going to be.
I mean, that was a perfect touch over one, and then being able to get it over the final defender was immaculate. Astral has always been touted as one of the most incredible mechanical players in Europe, if not the world. And it's something that is rough to disagree with because you can't. However, using those mechanics is a completely different story. When he will take a game on his own shoulders and completely isolate Ferrer and Chaussette to the point where the team will lose. That's where he needs to rein himself in and figure it out. And figure out a role that he is good to fit in with. Chaussette and Ferrer equally need to work around Astral a little bit more. Really utilize his talents, you know, because he is incredible and other teams will not take that for granted. RIX GG have had a really fantastic run, previously known as Redemption. Loved them as that team, had some awesome results, did well in previous regionals too, getting to a third, fourth spot. I think this will be very close. It goes to 5. I see RIX winning it, however.
I'm going to stick with my prediction earlier and say that RIX are going to win this one. The more I see of this game starting to pan out, I'm thinking maybe Solary might just have their number. They're getting a lot more of the play. The territory that they're forcing themselves to have as well is looking good. But as I say that, there's just a few forays into the opponent's half from RIX GG, but every time the ball comes to that man there, the Belgian Astral, he can just fling the ball in whichever direction is worst for RIX GG. Here's Ferrer now taken to the skies, up against Cash. Mightboy beats Ossel onto the ball, which means that Ossel isn't even here to challenge off that backboard. And a clean clearance for Chaussette. And you were saying that Ferrer and Chaussette have to play around Astral Stumpy, but for me, Chaussette is the biggest question mark for RIX GG because he's been playing without confidence for such a long time. But I've already seen him intercepting in the center quite a lot this game.
He's an unbelievably good player. Chaussette was not made a name for himself at DreamHack previously in 2019, but certainly made sure that people knew how incredible he was. He's not found that level since, but he has definitely made a stamp on the European scene. His ground play is fantastic. Mechanically, he can be up there with the best, but you're completely right. Confidence-wise, he needs to find his own footing and have a couple of results to show off that he is still up there.
He's looking like it right now, and it's Astral that's to the sky again. Actually ran out of boost on that occasion. Here is Chaussette in the center again. Look at him slow the ball down and flick it past Ossel, that is what we know and love from Chaussette. And the ball only makes it as far as Ferrer. Boxed in right now. RIX GG relying on dribbling plays just to get themselves out of their own half. But that could be good. A double demo from Mightboy, and he's there for the shot. Is he? Oh, he can't quite read it. He made so much space, but he couldn't take the chance when it came.
It's 3 minutes gone, and it's still that one goal earlier from Astral, quite early on too, where he used all his mechanics in a fantastic way. Now at the back, Chaussette can clear it from the backboard onto the side, intercepted by Cash, a man that you have identified as being Ginger, which I do consider to be slander.
No, he really is. He truly is. He's proud of it as well.
Not sure that's fair.
He's so good as well. I mean, all of the players for RIX GG are top quality mechanical players. Cash is the obvious one, but also in particular in defence, Ocelana, who was beaten to the ball earlier on for the Solary goal.
He's a 1v1, isn't he? That's where he sort of really found his footing.
Yeah, many years ago, that's how he made a name for himself. And he's going to need to do a bit more than just defend over the course of this next 80 seconds or so of this first game, because it seems that it's fading away for RIX GG as Astral puts it over the top. Does he follow it? He doesn't. Good discipline from Astral, lacking boost, just forces Cash into the centre where Chaussette was waiting. Mightboy tries to get something going. I do feel like the floor play seems to be the best avenue of attack right now for RIX, because in the air, they're being beaten to the ball really by Solary.
That is just coming off the double woodwork. Ferrer can't quite find the ball in. And so out of defense, Ossel has to find somebody midfield with under a minute left. The next goal for RIX GG will draw them into a potential overtime. Mightboy cleverly goes off the sidewalks. Ossel is there, but just a little bit too far away. The defense had a second to reorganize for Solary. And with a big clear, time continues to tick down.
Yeah, not too long left for RIX GG to get involved in this game, and it's Astral that has the ball cleanly now. That's the last thing you want to see if you are them. To the skies he goes. Ocelon tries to take it off him. They just assume that Astral will always get that next touch, which means that when he fakes it, it can be utterly devastating, as you saw there.
In the midfield, Farah can send it along onto the backboard. Cash catches it nicely, then gets the double to clear it away. Just over 10 seconds, Astral midfield shoots it at the backboard, keeping it high to waste boost and to waste time. Look at him just get involved as often as possible. Passing out of defense now, RIX GG have a little bit of inspiration, and Mike Boy has to keep this up.
Cash, can he get a flip reset here? No, he can't. Gets a pass towards Ocelon. But Ocelon can't meet it. And in the latter half of that game, there were slight opportunities for Ocelon in particular, but RIX GG in general, but they did not take them. So it started off dominance for Solary, but I'd say RIX GG came into that one as the game went on, setting things up quite neatly for the rest of the series.
Yeah, certainly grew into it, and RIX GG have got a lot of headroom to grow into as well. Solary didn't look unbeatable. They started to make a few saves just to work their way into that situation, and that game was only a 1-0 ultimately. They just need to take their chances a little bit more, really wear down that Solary defense. Before we move on to this next game as well, I'd just like to mention, Cole, of course we have our B-Stream partners going on at twitch.tv/UGC. Right now, it is a Game 5 between Endpoint and Dignitas. That is battling on with the amazing Dazzrin and the incredible F-Dot, both commentating that one. If you guys want to see more Rocket League, go into the squad stream, open up both, make sure you watch and listen along, because that match is going to be amazing. Stay here, though, and continue watching RIX GG at the same time.
Yeah, RIX GG, they've got a lot more to offer than what we saw right there. This is a team that can take opportunities when they come, and I think Solary and their team talk over that 60 seconds or so would have been saying, we can't keep giving away these chances to a team as good as RIX GG, because they will punish us, but we're now trying to punish them. Oh no, count the touches. Oh, Solary are laughing, but RIX GG don't see the funny side.
It was an incredible pass, Astral to Farah onto the backboard, but then Astral finds Cash, finds Ocelon, finds disappointment within 10 seconds. The own goal benefiting Solary. It was an early goal at the start in game 1 that won Solary the game. RIX GG are hoping that history does not repeat itself.
Spirits are high right now for Solary. You can see it there on their player cams, and it's going to be tough for RIX GG to dig in this deep, this early in this series. Both these teams, remember, do have 2 chances to win 1 series to make it through tomorrow. Hang about, we're going to see an own goal back. Set saved Astral. What a start to this game that could have been.
It was a great idea for the bump as well from Mike Boy. Attempts to go for the keeper, because if he touched that ball, it would have gone too high. What a ground pinch from Cash. Absolutely cannonballs that at Shorset, who can keep it away. That man has been looking at some wartime records, because he just fits it in the Navy.
Ocelon beats Farah to the ball and sends it to the far corner, right? It's just Shorset that's waiting for it. Chooses to boom it. I think he realized that Ocelon was attacking him quickly and didn't want to get dunked on. So an interesting and correct, I believe, decision there from Shorset, who's playing very well. Astral solo play doesn't turn into brilliance for once. And Cash can try and feed Mike Boy until Ocelon gets up against Shorset. Shorset's still buzzing about. He's playing really well. I'm very impressed by Shorset from what I'm seeing today. He does seem like a new player, because he really did begin to fade away, didn't he, Shorset? So it's good for the scene that he's playing as well as he is again, because he had so much to Rocket League esports in general, let alone his team.
I mean, he's not really shown too much over the past year, even. And
Oh my goodness.
Oxygen/Solary have always been an amazing team on paper. They just really haven't proven it, apart from 1 or 2 standout results. I know that Johnny Boy is a fan of them, and he really knows that they can do well. And it's that frustrating fact that normally proves that they can't do it on the day. But right now, they are performing absolutely immaculately. Look at this offense from all 3 of the Solary players, making sure that RIX GG have no avenues out of their half.
Astral's trying to get a decent 50-50 on Ocelon, but Farah is the recipient of that one. Tries to put it in the center for Astral. Cash was very quickly at the ball right then. And that's a good play from Cash down the wing, but then it's missed by Mike Boy. A few awkward touches from RIX GG in key areas. It's starting to get a little bit frustrating for them. I know that 30% of Twitch chat believe that RIX GG could do this, but now that we're a game and a half into this series and they still haven't scored and they haven't taken their opportunities, you're starting to say, RIX GG, you have to play a little bit better than you are.
One thing that I've seen RIX are doing is that they're sending the ball long upfield, but there's nobody there to actually connect with it for a redirect. A lot of the players are sitting on halfway because ultimately a lot of the balls have been stopped on halfway. But one of those reasons is because there aren't that many players up top to clear it away. Ocelon with a shot on net. hits it straight into Short Set, who can air dribble it up the field. But look at the positioning again from RIX. I appreciate that had to be defensive there, but no one's got the ambition to move up. Even now, look, they find the left wall. Cash is there, finally, but sending it to who?
Yeah, it does seem a little bit that they're relying on a wonder goal. It should be said as well that Solary's defending there was really good, with Astral going high, Short Set staying low, making sure they had everything covered. The chances continue to come for RIX GG until awkward little moments like that. Ocelon having to retreat quickly, and then Mike Boy being bumped out the play way too easily by Short Set, and then a miss again from Ocelon. Farah is hovering underneath it. It's Astral that it is going to be the next touch. Farah in the corner, wants to get it past Cash and manages to do it. So once again, Ocelon has to retreat and takes out Mike Boy too. So Solary are playing this so well. Their game management is high. They're not overextending because, frankly, right now, they do not need to.
I mean, Solary, when's the last time, genuinely, they were in their half for any other reason than to get boost? It's been so rare. Cash has the free jump on the goal line, does so. Short Set baits out 3 of the defenders to waste time. Farah comes up, bombs it on net, and Astral can be there for the follow. Solary are a Gatling gun of godly shots.
Yeah, and it was all from the spawn of Short Set, just holding back, tempting all 3 RIX GG players to come onto him, and it was a simple finish in the end for, I believe it was Astral, to make it 2-0 for Solary, and they're looking very good right now. They're not having to pop off. Obviously, Astral is always looking dangerous from his solo plays, but they're just doing what needs to be done. They're not falling into the trap of trying to be too good against RIX GG and maybe not respecting them. They're still giving respect to their opponents, and it's looking very comfortable.
Astral looks like he wrote the RIX GG playbook. He knew exactly what the offenders were going to do there, and so he just, in defense, went high, faked it, went low, brown pinched it to the side, picked up the boost, carried on about his day. They are playing exactly what's in front of them to near perfection. It is immaculate gameplay from Solary at near enough every single turn.
Who's going to be the RIX GG player that gets them going, that starts their engines revving? Oh, that one's hit the crossbar. That could have really upset them. It's not going to. Short Set's trying a Doomsy dish. Hello, Short Set. Astral's waiting underneath. Up against Ocelon. How good can his 50-50 game be? Very good there because it's Short Set that hits it next. The pre-jump from Astral just about won't come to anything, and Mike Boy can do whatever he wants with this ball. Maybe RIX GG will score, but what they're not going to do, Stumpy, is come back in this second game. 2-0 Solary in games, 2-0 Solary in goals, and fairly simple for them.
Solary looking absolutely fantastic. Every single opportunity they get, they are either taking and going really big on that play and forcing the defense to jump and be awkward and pre-jump and really get themselves in the way, or they're slowing it down. Short Set earlier faked 3 RIX players to attack, and then that led to a goal in the end through several other plays from Farah and Astral then getting involved. So Solary, very impressed with them, and the fact that right now we are looking at RIX not scoring a goal, that is not a good place to be. Another bad place to be, Cole, is Dignitas. On the B stream, they have been knocked out. It went to game 5.
Wow.
Dazza and the F. covered it. It looked like an amazing game, but finally, Endpoint move on, and they'll be facing in the lower quarters, Guild.
Wow, that is an age-old matchup, Guild and Endpoint. Those two teams have played each other many times indeed, so keep an eye down there on twitch.tv/UGC. But for now, we've got a series that will continue with Solary 2-0 up. What can RIX do? Because to me, it seems it's at an individual level that they're struggling. They're having opportunities that they're not taking. The shooting isn't that great. The solo plays aren't working out. How do you change that?
I think it's more ambition. Right now, they're presuming that there's going to be a Solary defender on the halfway line, and yet they're still hitting it far to try and clear it away, essentially to that player, but they're not sending anybody up to redirect it away or just to maintain a little bit of control. I'd like to see more dribbles. Take it slower, you know, take it to the ground, work your way out. In all of these players, Cash and Ocelon especially, Mike Boy is also an incredibly competent dribbler. Take it low, find somebody in the middle after that, draw out a defender or two.
Can I just pay homage to Astral's stripy jumper? Big fan.
Oh, that is good. That's nice. Short Set's wearing a flowery number.
Yeah, it's all very fashionable for the Solary squad, presumably waiting for their Solary jerseys. So rocking their nice clothes. Very nice indeed. Anyway, 0-0 in the first minute of this one. Cash is to the air. Haven't seen too much from him in this game, which, as you know, Stumpy will be very disappointing to me in particular. Here we go. This is RIX GG. This is what we want to see. Ocelon connecting with Cash's air dribble cleanly and giving Solary something to think about.
Yeah, making them think about it. How do they attack it? And how did they clear it away afterwards? With Ocelon coming in underneath, That was a huge chance for them. Mike Boy now has a player to send it to. From Mike to Ocelon, suddenly their offense is alive.
Yeah, they are looking like they've got a lot more bite to them as Mike Boy puts it into the corner. Cash is coming in, chance to shoot. He takes it, and he scores it. And RIX GG are in the series.
It was as soon as they had a bit of pressure, it's almost like they realized they can shoot and they can pass it well. There was a bump on the backboard to remove Chaussette from an awkward position into an unsavable position. Fantastic touchdown from Cash. Their opening goal in this series, 10 minutes of game time without scoring. In game 3, they're hoping to turn that around.
Now a different sort of pressure. Can RIX GG play from being in front? Different thing to have to do, knowing that you have something to defend and something to lose as well if you let it go. Chaussette takes it off Astral. Ferro's to the side of him. Maybe Ferro could have gone for a bump. He just lets Chaussette take it himself. It's on the goal line. Oh, it somehow found its way in. Ferro's decision was correct, it seems.
It's messy, but it works. Chaussette had to dribble it through 2 players, and Ferro in the end has, to be honest, a very fortuitous bounce. You see the giggling Frenchman on the bottom right of the cameras there. He knew that he just had to squoze it in, and the man squozed.
He squozed indeed. Here he goes again into the corner. He's already squozed one in. Can he get another one? Not quite. Defending from RIX GG. Cash off the backboard, gets one touch onto the floor and then follows it up himself. Their lead was short-lived, was RIX GG, so once again they're going to have to rally and find some self-belief as this one goes around the corner. Chaussette's going for a bump or the ball or something, and Mike Boy takes it away.
Chaussette's main aim is just to be a nuisance, to be honest, which I absolutely love. Like, getting in the way of players, just getting those tiny little, like, nicks on the ball to get it away from the defender to make it a little bit harder. And that's where the possession game comes in. The touches for Solary must be, like, 50% higher than RIX is right now, because they're making sure that whenever they can get a touch, they do. Because now they have the ambition to move away with the ball and to get those small, annoying, fiddly little plays.
Yeah, I'm all up for Chaussette the ball chaser. It's not how I see him as a player at all, because he knows that Astral is going to take any opportunity that comes for him, no matter where he is on the pitch.
Stealing that corner 100 boost as well, and then getting the demo, opens up the dish for Astral. That touch-in is perfect. That's also Solary with the lead.
Didn't last long for RIX GG, them being in this game. Suddenly Solary back on top, and they are staring down the barrel of a 3-0 victory. But RIX GG will continue to push on. Here's Ocelon with a flip reset onto the backboard. Won't be able to reach it. The Chaussette was too quick on the backboard, and then Cash.
Oof, that's rough.
Fakes, leaves it for Chaussette.
No, missed.
Fakes.
Missed.
A clever Cash fake.
Missed.
What an epic opportunity.
He just didn't hit it.
Great effort from Cash with that fake. Here's Ocelon in the corner. Flicks it away from Chaussette. Better from Ocelon. He's a dribbler, of course. One of the original 1v1 top dogs. Cash up against Astral. Cash beats Astral. Chaussette puts it out wide. But we have a little bit of pressure now for RIX GG. What can they make from this territory?
I'm hoping it's going to be a goal. Just sending it onto that backboard, though, has not proved well for them so far, unless they have a player to bump Chaussette off, to be honest, where Chaussette is normally getting those small touches. So need to have a little bit more wherewithal and know where the ball's going to go, so then the teammates can position around the play that's developing.
Surely that's not going in. Oh, it's not, because Astral got the read up the backboard. And Crash just has to follow this one, make sure that Chaussette... That is okay there, because he's very low on boost, as were his teammates. So I think what he's done there is try to give him a couple of seconds just to pick up something, even if it's a pad or two. But you're right, time is ticking away, and RIX GG are going to have to up the intensity very soon indeed. Maybe this is the moment that it starts. Mike Boy coming in to help out Ocelon. But neither of them connecting with it. Chaussette's underneath it, but who's near Chaussette?
That is the perfect pass as well. Getting it off that top ramp, and then the defender has to go up vertically, whereas an attacker can come in really awkwardly and then smoosh it in. But no, there was no RIX players available. Chance again. Ocelon, can he take it? Finally does. Sends it bottom right, and maybe, just maybe, an overtime is on game 3.
They didn't give up, RIX GG. The frustrations must have been mounting throughout the entirety of that play as passes came in and no player was there. But finally, Ocelon gets a little bit of daylight between the ball and his opponents and just about squeezes it in the bottom of the net. So now is the chance for RIX GG to really make a statement in this series, get themselves involved. It could start here with this clearance from Mike Boy.
As he sends it long, Ocelon is able to be there. Astral misses. That's off the woodwork. 0-second chance.
Too high.
Winner, who tried to get the perfect finish, but the ball is still up and could be scored by either team.
No, it's going to hit the ground, and we are going to go into overtime in Game 3. One goal separates Solary from the quarterfinals, from making tomorrow. But RIX have a good kickoff. Might bounce the backboard. It's a little bit too high for Ocelon. And then does Chaussette score it? It's going to hit the post. He's going to read it. And Chaussette, 45, with that sniper's crosshair, is going to score and win the series.
I'm sorry to Cash, who is probably going to hate me for just continuing talking about him. He had an awk position that he found himself in, but the shot just flies high. It was a relatively open finish with a second left on the clock. Should be bread and butter. It leads to overtime, and Chaussette can send it long and get the shot off the post. RIX had a chance to take one game. One game could have been theirs. Maybe it turns the tide. But otherwise, Solary, fantastic performance throughout that series. The deserved win going their way.
Are Solary the real deal at this point? Because this was the team, remember, when they were Oxygen, that was put together to take down Vitality, then the number 1. Are they starting to... Are they starting to look like they can take down Vitality as number 2? Because BDS will still be on top.
No, not yet. But I think there's always that potential. And I'm always so wary of saying, yeah, Solary can do it. You know, Chaussette, Astral, Ferrer, that combination, they could be number 1 in Europe. Because on paper, there's no doubt, right? There's never been any doubt that they could do it. But there's been the confusion in the team. There has been the slip-ups and the real lows that they have had, where Fall was terrible for them. They managed to get through to regional, but like... I think there's always that potential with Solary, but I need to see consistent results. RIX, however, they've still got another chance. They'll be going into the lowers. It's not over for them.
Yeah, they will be facing either Singularity or Aether. One more chance to make that quarterfinals tomorrow. But that is all from Stumpy and me right now. But come back after the break, because it's Top Blokes versus Vitality.